Hi, I wanted to go outside this week to get some good shots, but the weather is terrible. It's a bit stormy right now, but the clouds are just gray and it's raining and it's not good at all. So I decided to go for a video about preparing my trip to New Zealand. I will go to New Zealand in about 1 week from now, and when this video is live, I will be in New Zealand. I will be just landing over there. So how did I prepare New Zealand and what am I bringing to this amazing country? Well, the first thing I did was get some inspiration. So I checked Instagram, Flickr, 500px, just to get some ideas about the environment. So it's a bit different than scouting. So see my last video about scouting, because I don't have the time to scout. I want to have some locations before I arrive. So I checked these websites and I created a Google My Maps. In Google you can create your own map with your own pins. So just not the stars in the regular Google Maps, but you can create your own pins and filter throughout this application. So I can also add photos and text to it, and this can really help figuring out what to do with your locations. The other thing I did was using the Photographer's Ephemeris 3D app. It allows me to visualize the mountains before I get there. So, will the sun shine on the big Mount Cook on a day in February, in the morning or in the evening? Which is better? I can do this with the Photographer's Ephemeris 3D. So I take these times and these sunrises and these locations, I put them in Google Maps, add these sunrises in it, and check how long the walking distance is. So I put all this information in Google My Maps. So when I arrive, I don't have to figure out anything anymore, and I just have to have a bit of luck while hiking to this location and hoping the weather will be okay. But that's mainly it for that's the main thing I do preparing a trip. Checking your locations, see how the locations do in specific weather circumstances on the day you want to go there. So that's it. And the rest, the intimate landscapes, I cannot find them on Instagram or something. So on the road, I will have to find them myself. Okay, next stop, gear. I'm bringing quite a bit of gear because we're going with a camper van, so I can bring more gear than while hiking. I also do hikes in the Alps often with all my gear in my backpack for multiple days, but that's for another video. I'm doing this video for traveling with a camper van. So the main thing I take, or the most important thing I take, is my camera. It's on that tripod right now, and it's the Sony a7 III. And I film and I take photos with it, and it's just a great camera. But I guess you will figure it out when Googling or YouTubing about this camera. And I also take my 24-70 GM Sony lens, 2.8. It's quite an expensive lens, maybe a bit too expensive, but it does the job very well. It's quite heavy, so not the perfect lens for these kind of situations, but it just does a great job. The other lens I'm taking is my Sony 70-200 f4 G lens, and this lens helps me a lot with intimate landscapes. So this is one I bring for sure, and together with my 24-70. So just two lenses. I don't use any 16 or 20 millimeters or something. I prefer more going into deeper in the landscape, so that's why I don't bring those kind of lenses. And I also have one other camera, and it's right there, and it's from my girlfriend, and I'm taking this camera too, but I think she will carry it because I won't use it that often, and she can take photos with it. And it has a 28-70 kit lens from Sony on it. So the other most important thing I take is a tripod. So I have a tripod from Leo Photo. It's my travel tripod, and it weighs almost nothing. And because it doesn't have a pull in the middle, it's quite compact on my back. So it doesn't heel over, and my back doesn't feel out of balance with this tripod. There's one disadvantage, and that's it doesn't have a, how do you call it, a thing, stupid, a water, I don't know how to say it, but something to create panoramas. I have to stabilize my tripod, and it doesn't have this watery thing. So I'm using one, I have this one for years, and I take my ball head off and put this on the tripod and figure it out that way. So not perfect, but it will do the trick for now. So this is a tripod, and very, very sturdy and lightweight. It weighs maybe 1.2 kilograms, so pretty good option. So some other stuff I take. This is a bag from Peak Design. It's a wonderful bag. When you open it, it reveals all the pouches, and I know where everything fits and sits, and that's just great to have, and everything has its own spot. So I'm bringing a spare battery, I'm bringing my remote control infrared, some spare drone wings, which is great, lens cleaner, so basic stuff I think, cables, just a micro USB cable for my drone, and I have my iPhone charging cable, headphones, and a tiny notebook so I can take notes while on the way and I don't want to use my phone for it. I also have a Nisi table chart for the ND filter, and what's more, just pencils and those kind of things, and it also fits my MacBook Pro charger. So a great bag, and I could choose to put all the things in my backpack, but this is just amazing, so I'm taking it. So I just told about the Nisi filters, and I'm bringing those too because I want to have soft waterfalls, or well, I need my polarizer and my ND filters. I also bring one grad, but I don't use it that often. But I use the Nisi V5 filter system. It fits on 82 millimeters, and that's just great for me because my lenses aren't that big, so that's wonderful. And I use a filter pouch by Lowepro. So, great thing. Some other stuff. My drone. I have a Mavic 1, Mavic Pro, the first generation, and I took great landscape photos with it. And I don't use it quite often right now, but I'm bringing it because I'm going to New Zealand, so yes, I need this. And of course with a spare battery and also the remote. And lastly, of course, my backpack. I'm using a backpack by Atlas, and I'm using the Atlas Athlete, and it fits all my gear. Before this I had a f-stop Loka Ultra Light, and it isn't very suitable for people that are longer. I'm quite tall, so I need something to cover my whole back, because elsewise it wouldn't fit well for long trips. So you can find reviews of this bag online, and I really love this bag, and you can do different things with it. You can change the apartments, and it's pretty flexible and great for my bag. And it's just, I think, 25 liters, but you can expand it to 40. So even when I would like to do a hike in the mountains with a tent or something, I might still take this camera bag. I'm not sure because I haven't tried it yet, but well, who knows. And I also bring my MacBook. I have this for half a year now, and it's just a great MacBook. I'm not bringing it on hikes or something, but I will bring it in the camper van so I can edit my photos while on the road. And it's a 13-inch, so it's quite compact, and it also fits in the Atlas bag for while on the plane and those kind of things. So that's basically my setup. Oh wait, I use two 128 gigabytes SD cards. They're both in the camera, and I have one spare 32 gigabyte SD card. And that's good enough for me. I don't shoot that much photos. Well, maybe more video right now, but I can bring them back to my MacBook. So that's about my gear and how I did plan my New Zealand trip. I hope you like it, and I'll see you next time, and maybe with some footage from New Zealand. Bye.